Guys, welcome to my monster review of Dreadlock. He is the Bounty Hunt Galactic Season 4 free monster. He's Earth, he's in the Undead books, it looks like. He's a wielder's monster, and sadly, I know beforehand, he is a letdown. His design's pretty cool though. Dreadlock, everybody. Oh, that finisher is copy and pasted from a legendary, I know it. Dreadlock is an Earth galactic air monster. Dreadlock snuck onto Count Vlad's castle for a little tour. Unfortunately for him, Count Vlad responded by throwing Dreadlock into the ground of the castle graveyard so hard that his body infused with the tombstone and corpses. Fortunately for him, this made Dreadlock a lot stronger and harder to kill. Alright, so his finisher, Mere Mortal Massacre, deals heavy earth damage to all enemies, applies Mega Stun and Quicksand. Alright, I gotta say, he's the most disappointing Halloween theme monster ever released. And if anyone says Heyman is OP. So, his trait, rank up trait, is rank 0, you have immunity to possession. I don't know how to feel about that. It's alright, I guess. Like, you've got that immunity to possession, namely Heyman and Lamuna, Iowa are using it right now. But they are really the only instances you're going to see in the meta of it being used. Right now, like, when Teddy Bomb got released, if you had immune to stun, you were amazing. But right now, it's not the same deal with anybody. So this really isn't a great thing. It isn't bad. It would have been better if it was immune to possession and corruption, but, I don't think we were ever going to get something like that. Second trait, at rank 1, immune to triggered death. Triggered death is super popular in the beginners meta. They released monsters, talents, everything that just does immune to trigger death. It's almost a joke. It's almost how you know it is you're like playing with the beginner monster or something like that if they have immune to trigger death, unless we're talking about Lord Heyman, of course. So it's whatever. At least it helps you in the beginner meta, because I guarantee you no one above a beginner is going to be using this monster. And then rank 3, he has a 1-turn status caster taunt. I really want to be like, oh, and this could be viable, even those people don't like a taunt that's only a status caster, because it lasts 3 turns and you can keep it infinitely applied. But you can't even do that because his status caster is 1 turn, and the only move that he has that applies it is 1 turn as well. So, let me show you his full skill set, which it doesn't get much better. I mean, all things considered, he wouldn't even have been the worst bad Earth monster to be released in the Galactic Era Bounty Hunt this season, or this, like, whole era stuff. Because, like, Goliathess, I mean, I don't know, she was pretty nice. I still get to use her. She's not that bad. So, his moves. First, Goosebumps. Deals low earth damage to one enemy, applies Quicksand to one enemy. Alright, so your spammable Quicksand attack. Bloody Gums. Heals itself by 25%. It's a spammable, 0 cooldown, 15 stamina. That's pretty nice. But you only want to do this after you have, like, immune to torture or regeneration, stuff like that. But maybe. Bloody Fingerprints. Deals moderate earth damage to one enemy, removes all tortures from itself. So, it's a cleansing attack. I'm not sure why you'd run that, but alright. Forest Stench. Applies stun to one enemy, applies Quicksand to one enemy. I'm not surprised to see Quicksand. His design just screams that he uses Quicksand. This is pretty nice. On a 1-turn cooldown, you can almost chain deny an enemy, give them a dot while you're staying, like you're supporting yourself. It's a pretty good move. Earthly Funk deals a moderate earth damage AoE to all enemies. It's only like 25 damage, so it's not even like good earth attacker maybe. Applies Quicksand and heals all allies by 30. I like it when it heals all allies. I like it when it gives a dot to the enemy. So I really like that move. Flesh Feast. Heals itself by 50, applies life regeneration to itself. That is actually a pretty great support move. I'm gonna run it. Sure, reverse healing will get you killed with this, and random negative effects are more popular than ever, but so is Kiradar's Horn, and, it's worth the risk, If you are running him as a taunt monster with taunt dodge area, and some attacker takes away half of your health with like their massive attack, because everyone has a massive attack. Boom, you can heal it back. Your regeneration will give you that sustainability you need to like apply another taunt move and heal while you do it. Grizzly Ghoul deals moderate earth damage to one enemy, applies a stun to one enemy, heals itself by 25%, applies taunt to itself. Alright, so 52 stamina. Yeah, I was about to say, without even looking, this is a high cost move. It does 4 different things, but this is actually a pretty great move. It's a pretty great move comparatively, alright? He stuns, he heals, he does some damage. Maybe he activates their talents and then takes the blow for one of your allies, like Vada Magma's Triskeles or Armor, namely. And you can stun them. So, you know, you stun, you set up, you do a lot in one turn. But the thing is, just like the stun, your taunt only lasts 1 turn. So it is only possible to have this monster have taunt for 2 turns in a row. And that's only at the beginning of the match. That's a joke. So and then Bloodthirst doubles its own maximum life, applies torture immunity to itself. This is like one of his best moves, but then I really don't understand why this costs 62 stamina. Doubling your own life is pretty great for a tank, right? Especially the self-sustain type. Like, you know, you have double your life, you're harder to kill, you give yourself regeneration and torture immunity. This monster is not bad. His skill set is actually pretty great, and I would love to be able to suggest him, be like, hey, he won't be seen in the meta very much, but he's pretty good. But I can't, because he can only possibly have taunt for 2 turns. So even with the one thing that would make this guy pretty great in mind, he still shuts it down because he doesn't really work. Like, look, I'll display it for you here. I'll go Omnia. I'll go this Earth guy, and then Dreadlock. Then I'll go, what's another not very good dodge area? You. Krills. Alright, and then I'll give you, like, some health runes, obviously. Boom. Boom. I do have to feed you up more, because 37,000 health is not going to do anything. I needed that food for Titan Bolt's review, but I have a few days. Oof, so he's still got no health, but it'll serve the purpose of the video. Alright, so look at this. Imagine, okay, that at the start of the battle, boom, you know, you're just going about your bit. You know, you try to use taunt dodge area, and he's a pretty slow monster. I can tell you that with absolute certainty. So you get to do your little bit and pretend he has dodge area, and in the 1% scenario where they didn't have any cleanse monsters, boom, you were all good, you know, up until his first turn. And what does he always have to do on his first turn? He has to stun, which is pretty nice. He could have healed if he took any damage, and then he applies taunt. So it's pretty good on paper, but it's really not good in action. So then, you know, you're just going about it. When you have dodge area, it's always your strategy. So then, look, it gets back to him, and what does he do? Now you can either A, double your own life and give yourself immune to torture, which this move is the best move to do at the start of the battle. But the thing is, Status Caster only lasts 1 turn. So the second you do this move, you won't even be a taunt monster anymore. It won't even be good anymore. You can do this AoE and give them a dot, but like, yeah, I mean, this is the best thing you can do afterwards. Or you could do Fleshy Feast to support yourself, but you only want to be actively supporting only you if you're either A, an attacker, or B, a Megaton monster giving itself like positive effect protection or something like that. But when you can only have your best effect separate from all of the things that would make your effect better, when you can only have taunt when you can only have your support monsters support effects, all of the things that would make you a good monster without the actual taunt itself, it makes you a really forgettable monster. So I'm gonna have to say he's really got like no usability, sadly, because look, even the taunt move itself is a 3-turn cooldown. It is impossible to use this guy as a taunt monster, and his only usability is as a taunt monster. You really can't get around that. What? They're playing 2 ads at once.
1 million power.
Bro, they're getting sad. I just saw 2 ads at once. But yeah. So sadly, this is probably going to be a short video because I really can't suggest this guy very much. Not only is Status Caster Taunt always going to lose, but it's 1 turn. You can't even keep it cycled. You can't even keep it in unison with all of your good self-support moves. So, Dreadlock, I'm going to have to say, you get him for collection purposes. You are never, ever going to use this guy. I promise you that. You have more of a likelihood of using your Goliath than this guy. They're in basically the same books, but this guy is just bad. It's a throwaway of a good design. That's about it for the video. I'm sorry so much, guys. Thank you so much for watching, though. I hope you enjoyed it, or at least you got what you needed out of it. The cynical review of a very bad monster. Leave a comment, leave your thoughts on him down below. If he did have his Status Caster last for 3 turns, would it have been decent? You tell me. Or would you have, like, given it a shot as a beginner? Like, because I know in the meta, obviously, you cleanse everything 3 times over. But, like, I'm saying for a beginner, if they had him at rank 3 and they could have just tried to use him as a chain taunt monster, just like how we use chain mega taunt monsters, would have had more usability then. Yeah. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe to join the Crab Army. We are at 135 subscribers. That means so much to me. Thank you all so much. And yeah, that's about it for the video. Hope you found it helpful. Sorry if you were hoping it was good. Yeah. I'll see you in the next one. Your favorite Omni-Crab, signing out.